Hello everyone and welcome back to Red Embrace Hollywood. Last time, some stuff happened. I was really out of it. That's all I'm gonna say. If you are just stumbling upon this video or haven't watched the previous parts, I have a playlist. Please go watch that. If you want to play or buy the game, it's on itch.io on Steam. I have the links in the description. If you want to support the devs via Patreon, that is also in the description. Links always in the description. Check it out. I guess we'll just jump right in because I'm not really good at recaps anyway, so hey. Holy shit, I can't believe I actually saw him. Babe, could you lower your voice a little bit? I know you're excited, but he's just another celebrity. No, you don't understand, Jessica. He was right fucking there. Holy shit, that was so cool. When I passed our rabid fanboy and his embarrassed girlfriend, I knew I'd reached the right place. What are we doing now? I don't remember. The alley up ahead was guarded by a few rough-looking guys, but not the abandoned apartment building next to it. Oh, I think we're meeting Randall. Okay, I think I'm remembering. We'd even had a fire escape. What a jackpot. After creaking awake this evening, I'd followed Randall's map into the outskirts of downtown LA. Okay, if you haven't seen the last part and don't want to like watch the previous parts, Randall had invited us to watch like making of a music video, so that's what we're doing. We're meeting up with him. He made us a little map and everything. I wasn't entirely sure what to expect, or why he'd chosen a video shoot for our rendezvous. But he always seemed to have something in mind, even if he wasn't aware of it himself. After I'd climbed to the top of the stairs, I still had to make my way to the rooftop. Randall wasn't around to help me out, so I carefully edged my way along a few window ledges, looking for footholds whenever I could. Okay, this is specifically if you missed just the previous part. Randall scaled the side of the of our hotel that we're staying at to get to our room, and I guess that's just the way he travels around, because that's what we're doing now to get to where we need to get to. Oh my god, that's hilarious. As a vampire, a big fall wouldn't hurt me, but I didn't want to take any chances. Oh, also, side note, I'm back to how I was doing audio before, like before the past two parts, because that was like a disaster and it uses up too much space. And I only have like a laptop and not that much memory. By the time I reached my goal, Randall was still nowhere in sight. I actually really like this background. Look at how pinks and purples and blues, that is, ugh, I love those colors. He'd been telling the truth though. I had a great view of the alchemical men glittering on the pavement, getting their makeup and extravagant outfits touched up to perfection. One of them in particular seemed to be getting a lot of attention. Cadman, probably? And even from my rooftop perch, he stood out like a diamond in the dirt. His face was very classically attractive, but that wasn't what made him different. He had a certain detached, alien, lonely confidence, to the point where even the people beside him seemed unsure how to address him. He acted like a typical mischievous rock star, playfully sabotaging the crew here and there, making out with his bandmates for the shock value, lifting the director in the bridal carriage just to mess with him. But somehow, no matter how close he got to someone, he still seemed to be walking in a far-off world. For some reason, I had the curious thought that his situation was so different from mine. Hey, hoped you saved me a seat. A warm voice rang out nearby, jerking me back to the moment. Wow. This background and you are lovely. Randall jogged up to my side like someone late to a movie. He must have snuck up to the roof when I wasn't paying attention. Ah shit, they're already here? Has the band set anyone on fire yet? Not yet. Maybe they were waiting for you to show up. Or, thankfully no. Or, do they usually do that? Not yet. Maybe they were waiting for you to show up. That's pretty nice of them. I just hope I'm not gonna be disappointed. He rubbed his hands together in excitement, peering down into the alley. Well, Kedman's always up to something, or at least that's what the papers say, so this should be a fun time. With a grunt, Randall lowered himself down beside me, letting his legs hang over the rooftop's edge. Luckily, no one on the film crew seemed to be noticing us, or else they weren't being paid enough to care. Oh no! He's beautiful! I saw you watching him before I came up. Randall. You had a real distant look in your eyes. Were you just having some rockstar fantasies, or something else? Oh, don't ask me this. This is like character building right here. Just musing on how we're really not that different from each other, or I was thinking about how hot he was. Or do I have to tell you? Or I was just daydreaming about random things. Let's be honest. It's between these two though. Yeah, honesty is the best policy? Maybe not in this world. Just musing on how we're really not that different from each other. Huh? Oh no, please stop with this art! It's so good. Oh, you mean... yeah. There's probably some truth in that. Marcus used to have this saying about the types of people who can't relate to anyone else. That isolation makes them feel sympathetic towards each other. But me, I can't sympathize with this guy. Or anyone else who rides in a fucking limo. He snorted, rolling his eyes. A small ruckus in the alley made us both glance down. The band and their entourage were crowded around a small table, where someone was carefully pouring and arranging something. Wow, is the director giving them cocaine? The shot hasn't even started. Randall squinted at the table, letting out an odd ha. Huh? Guess that's one way of getting people moving. Jesus, he's gotta have a rough job. I wonder if that's part of the production budget, or gross, or good. Should make things more entertaining. I'm like, gross. Me personally, I'm not sure because Antonio has been part of the scene for like maybe a month or a few months. Was it a month? Maybe he hasn't been here that long. Gross. Oh, personal feelings. Gross. You think that's gross? You should hear what goes on backstage. Oh my god, Randall. Drugs are pretty much everywhere here, especially with the rock and roll crowd, the artistic crowd, all those guys. You get desensitized real quick. It'll take some getting used to, or do you do drugs? Or I actually took them myself back when I was alive, or it'll take some getting used to. Do you do drugs? I'm like, I'm tempted to ask. Do you do drugs? I played around some. It can be a lot of fun, but... well, you want some advice. Don't drink or do drugs when you're feeling like shit. It just makes you feel shittier. He put on a slightly too quick grin. Oh shit, are they gonna start? Down in the street, the band was finally getting into their places. I'd watched Kidman as he took his place at the front, smoothing his hair back and taking a deep breath, just like he was about to go on stage. The rest of the band seemed a little bored and impatient, or maybe they felt hidden in Kidman's shadow. They almost blended into the background, static props for a dynamic centerpiece. Damn it, where is it? Ah, there we go. When I looked back to Randall, he was fishing around in his pocket. A moment later, he pulled out a couple of small black bottles, offering one to me with a wide grin. Figured they'd take a while to get going, so I brought snacks. But I only got the spiked kind this time. The bastard Heath said they were out of the rest. Sorry. I think this is referring to my previous choice where I didn't get spiked, alcohol. Spiked alcohol is like... or spiked, not alcohol. Spiked blood? Which is like blood with something like alcohol, I guess. I don't know. Get us drunk. And I decided not to do that because personally, me, I don't drink, so I'm like, I guess I'll make Antonio that way. But I know he did drink before because we had that option to choose for like character creation thing or whatever. If this is affected by that choice, I like that it's sort of like brought up later, because that's one thing I don't like with choices in visual novels is like they'll give you a choice and then it's never mentioned again. And if this is like, from back then, that's cool. Don't mind if I do take a bottle. Like, no thanks, I already ate earlier. Don't mind if I do. Do I be social? Did I social drink? We're doing social drinking. Don't mind if I do take a bottle. Social drink. Moderation. Now that's the good stuff, so don't waste any of it. Alright, what are we toasting to this time? To our newfound friendship, to eternal life, to a starry-eyed newbie and his handsome mentor. This is really more, it's like, I think this gives friendship points. This is more like maybe neutral, maybe it takes away. And I think this is romance points, and since we're doing that romance, to a starry-eyed newbie and his handsome mentor. Because that's what we did last time, right? I don't remember. Hey, you can't just plagiarize me to my face. Even though Randall bumped his shoulder against mine, he was obviously delighted that I remembered our first toast. Oh no, stop, that's cute. He leaned his weight on me lightly for a few moments longer, turning the brief touch into something a little more intimate. Yeah. To the cutest newbie a mentor could ask for, please. Oh my god. It's so cute. We touched our bottles together, then brought them to our lips. The liquid that touched my tongue was sweet, colored strongly with alcohol, but far better than what you'd get in a bag. I'm gonna be full. At that moment, a loud blast of music suddenly echoed around us. The huge speaker set up behind the camera started blaring a glam rock ballad. I know how to read that word. It's a catchy song that I'd never heard before. Someone handed Cadman a blitzed up microphone, and after a short countdown, he began to lip sync as the band played behind him. Pretty surreal to watch it live, huh? If I close my eyes, I can already see the edited as shit final version, touched up to take out every unflattering angle. It'll be on MTV before the end of the year, probably. Bet they'll win some kind of reward. Even though Randall's comment was dry, there seemed to be a slight bitterness in his voice. Was he in a band before? A short silence fell between us as we watched the first take. Randall absorbed it with an unusual focus. I couldn't blame him. It felt like a spell had fallen over the alley. The glowing singer looked like he was drowning completely in his character, and even from this distance, I could see a strange, real emotion expressed in his movements. It was the type of intensity that usually led to self-destruction, like a star burning too brightly and too fast. Stop. My god, it's so good! The art is so good. What do you think of celebrities, Antonio? When they finished the first take and started a second, Randall suddenly glanced back towards me. Actors, idols, singers, all that. What are your thoughts on them? Well, I was one, apparently, before all this. Because I picked artists, and for vagueness, artists usually was actors and like whatever fell into that category. I love some of them, they're incredible people, or honestly I feel sorry for them, or I hate everything about celebrities. Honestly, I feel sorry for them. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I do too. He hesitated, studying Cadman for a long moment. Wait a minute, are they like old bandmates? They wanted it though, you know? Or at least, they knew they had it coming. No one forces you to be a star, they chase after it. And then at some point, it starts chasing after them. All the way to the bank, I guess. Chuckling, Randall took a drink from his tiny blood bottle, wiping his mouth with a tattooed forearm. Well, let me tell you one thing about celebrities, Antonio. They usually taste like shit. Bit into one once, and man, between the drug cocktail and the stress and the nasty diet, I almost puked all over him. Ugh. He stuck his tongue out, shuddering. Nah, but seriously. Back when I was still human, I used to see a lot of them, celebrities. Actually, I worked at this hotel. This big hotel that always had all these important people coming and going. Saw plenty of stars, and all the star fuckers drooling and tripping over themselves to get an autograph, or sucking them off, or even just to get a good look at them. What was your job, or did you actually talk to them, or how long ago was this? What was your job? Don't know if there was a real name for it, since it's not something most hotels have to worry about, just the ones that deal with rich and famous. Your security? I did a lot of errand running, changing rooms to meet their personal taste, calculating the damage they did in the room after they left, bringing up hookers and dealers, that kind of thing. A certain coldness filtered into Randall's voice. It sounded like the tone he used when talking about the Iskari, but more subtly venomous. I saw some real ugly sides to a lot of famous, pretty people. Made me realize how fake everyone is. How stupid beauty is. Oh, now I understand why you're not a fan of Iskari. Randall started to trace a finger along the asphalt beside him as he spoke. I realized he was sketching out invisible figures, even though his gaze was focused on the filming below. You know, they tell you you're a beautiful special star, and everyone loves you, God loves you, but then you get your shit kicked in if you've got a dumb haircut at school. And on TV, they show you some white blonde family with ear-to-ear grins, because they're all got the right t-shirts and listening to all the right music and support the right fucking cause. Makes you feel like shit. Like you're doing something wrong if you're not the same as they are. He sighed, letting out a slightly sheepish chuckle. You get what I'm saying at all, or does it just sound like bullshit? I know what you mean, I never fit in either, or I never had a problem with it, to be honest, or aren't you a little cynical? Are people really like that? Yeah. Especially when, like, this is 1995, right? I know what you mean, I never fit in either. I mean, okay, this is the best one out of all these three, so I know what you mean. I never fit in either. Randall is 1/8, right? Really? Randall visibly relaxed a little at that. Our eyes met. His gaze seemed to soften, taking on an almost affectionate light. I'll admit, with you being an Iskari and all, I was expecting to say you were the star of high school prom or something. You know, I always get along the easiest with people who are just damaged or more damaged than me. Not that I'm saying you're damaged or whatever, but, you know, the people who live their lives in the happy American bubble. I'm like, this is getting real deep for me. Ooh. Not that I'm saying you're damaged or whatever, but, you know, the people who live their whole lives in the happy America bubble, I don't really got much in common with them. You don't seem damaged to me, or does it really matter in the vampire world? I think it would matter in the vampire world, because you're still living among humans, even if it's like the nighttime crowd, right? Does it still matter in the vampire world? Only difference between this world and another one is that we don't get to see the light. Yeah, I was thinking. So if you embrace that, throw your middle finger to the sun, then you don't need to give a fuck about it fitting in. Offering me a slight grin, he squeezed my shoulder with one hand, using the other to helpfully demonstrate his previous remark. Not so far below us, the band had finished up their last take. Everyone was packing up, and relaxed laughter and chatter drifted distantly through the air. But Cadman was lingering by himself. His bandmates and crew seemed to be giving him a wide berth, either by his request or because there was some unseen, unspoken barrier between them. He leaned against the building across from us, staring down his exquisitely crafted microphone, slowly turning it over in his gloved hands. The song on the speakers was still looping. His own rasping voice must have been echoing in his ears, the soundtrack to his life played out in real time. My heart aches for some reason at this. Oh. Well, that was pretty tame, huh? Randall let out a long sigh, stretching his powerful arms over his head. Kind of disappointed nothing got set on fire, but I guess they're filming a ballad, not some loud stomping anthem, so probably less testosterone in the air. I wonder if we'll show up in the music video, or what now? Are we going out for ice cream? Or something tells me Cadman would make a good vampire. I don't wanna. No. What now? Are we going out for ice cream? Sure, some good old-fashioned blood sorbet. Maybe we can go catch a movie too. I hear Attack of the Martin Swamp Cows 2 is a real hit. What? Randall chuckled down at me as he walked towards the other edge of the rooftop. He stayed close to my side, so close that our hands brushed together. There was something gentler about Randall when we were alone, unlike the times we'd spent with his clan. Maybe a part of him that others weren't supposed to see. Alright, I'll go down first. I'm worried that something might happen. Crouching down on the concrete, Randall reached out to grab the fire escape ladder. I watched his bandaged palm squeeze around the metal. Ah! A piercing sound split the air. Oh my god, something wet splattered my face! Ah! Blood and tissue, what's happening? One of Randall's hands jerked up to the hole in his throat. Oh my god! He stumbled backwards, his eyes rolling back in his head. Oh my god! Oh my god! Then almost in slow motion he fell. Duck behind cover, ... Duck, duck. I don't know what to do! Almost instinctively I darted behind a nearby block of machinery. If I stayed here any longer, I'll end up shot too. Just then a loud thud echoed behind. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm hitting everything! Did I choose the right decision? I couldn't stand there! If anything with the encounter with Marcus in the sewers, it had to be in action. I can't just stand there and be like, oh. Just then a loud thud echoed from beneath me. Was it Randall? Was it the shooter coming for me? Should I stay? Run? No. I had to find out what it was first. Sinking my teeth into my bottom lip, I gazed over the ledge, trying not to imagine the horrible sight of... Fucking shit, fuck. Oh, fucking thank. But Randall hadn't hit the ground. Somehow he managed to catch onto the ladder. And a loud stream of hisses and choked swearing reached from me from below. Look for who shot him, or Randall, I'm coming to help. Oh my god, Randall, I'm going to help you! Oh, fucking cocksucker. He spat out a wad of blood and glanced up at me, grimacing. Get the fuck off the roof, Antonio! Don't worry about me. I grabbed the ladder and began to slide down, half expecting a second bullet to hit me. But to my surprise, I made it to the ground unharmed. And Randall dropped down beside me, letting out another stream of curses. Oh Christ, that fucking coward! Then he pulled his hand away, his bandaged palm was soaked with blood. Its bitter smell burning my senses. Are you alright, or rush to help him? Oh, what am I supposed to do? Rush to help him, or are you alright? Inaction, or just ask for action first? You alright? Oh yeah, I never fucking better in my life. His low, strange growl was followed by a wet cough. Ah! The hole in Randall's neck was sealing over, but his words still sounded painful. At that moment, a loud shout sharply echoed nearby. Then the sound of footsteps running on asphalt, the presence of vampires. It sounded like a large group, approaching us at an alarming pace. Wait for them to arrive. Randall, we should hide. Should we hide? For them to arrive? I stood next to Randall, tensing, unsure who would appear around the corner. But Randall didn't seem alarmed. Instead, he turned his head to offer me a strange smile, draping an arm around my shoulders. You're safe now, Antonio. It's alright. Okay. Ooh. As if on cue, a crowd of familiar figures suddenly appeared at the end of the street. Randall! Antonio! Jack! Jesus Christ, what the hell happened? The group of Mavar rushed over to us, with Jack at the front. What the? Someone shot you? Where are they? Where are they? I'm gonna kill someone! The distressed commotions of cries and hisses rang out as soon as they saw Randall's wound, and they instantly swarmed him, trying to see if he was alright. It's fine, it's fine. Sure makes you appreciate the vamp blood, though. Fuck. As Randall tried to reassure the group, stepped up to me, eyeing the blood on my face. Oh, that's right. We're like fucking sporting blood. That was real close then. Oh, God. Shit, Antonio, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm more worried about Randall, or I could really use a washcloth, to be honest. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm more worried about Randall. He'll be okay. If you don't get shot in the heart or the head, it heals pretty fast. But fuck, if they did him any higher. It's those fucking Iskari. I knew it, they shot him. Outraged snarls filled the air, stirring up a bloodlust so palpable I could feel it. We'll kill all those fuckers, every last one of them. I'm like inching, where Antonio's like inching like behind Randall, like, hey. They're monsters, they deserve to die. A few dirty looks were even thrown my way, as if I had something to do with it. Jack threw the rest of the group an uneasy glance. What if— I was actually thinking about this as I was editing yesterday. I'm like, I wonder if Jack is behind anything. Is he betraying Mavar? That was a thought I had, like a fleeting thought as I was editing. I was like, I hope not. If it does happen, I'm gonna be like, welp. We came out here because someone called the beach house. They said a group of Iskari were heading this way. We were gonna scout around to make sure you guys were safe, but then we heard the shot. How did the Iskari know we'd be here? Or I wonder why they didn't shoot me, too. Well, this can be easily explained, like, we're Iskari, they're not gonna shoot us. So I'm wondering, like, this would be a good option if you weren't Iskari. How did the Iskari knew we'd be here? I didn't tell anyone! Therese has spies everywhere, man. Her and the goal leader, they know everything that happens. Antonio, who's talking to me. Okay. When a husky voice called my name, I turned to see Randall walking towards me, a little unsteady on his feet. Heck. I'll see you, Antonio. Take care! After a small glance at me, Jack left my side, hurrying over to the others. What's happening? You're angry at me. Are you suspicious? The hole in Randall's throat was already mostly healed, the blood at his throat wiped away. But he still looked shaken up, his body drained of energy. I had one of my guys call you a cab. You should get out of here before something else happens. What? You sure you'll be okay, or are your climates going after the shooter, or are you're sure you'll be okay? Yeah, I'll be fine. Just no yodeling for the rest of the night, maybe. Exhaling a heavy breath, Randall ran a hair through his hand. Exhaling a heavy breath, Randall ran a hand through his hair, his nails still caked with blood. The others, they told me about this call to the beach house. Someone said the Iskari were gonna attack us or something. The caller didn't give their name, just hang up real quick. Guess everyone figured it was a friend. But something makes me wonder if that caller wasn't working with the assassin. He paused, his somber, uncertain voice fading into a faint whisper. If they weren't trying to make an audience. An audience for what? Or, you're right, the timing is too suspicious. Timing is too suspicious, yeah. Yeah, it is. Fuck, I'm probably just being a paranoid piece of shit. Coincidence happened. For once, Randall seemed like he didn't know what to say. Like he didn't know what he was feeling, either. Listen, we'll hang out soon. I'll make it up to you somehow. But I should get back to the house. Nothing ruins a guy's night like getting shot, let me tell you. And be careful, Randall, please, or hug him, or we'll find whoever shot you. They won't get away with it. Hug him! I curled my arms around Randall with a tight squeeze. After a moment, his hands gently patted my back, a more light and hesitant touch than I was used to. The front of his dark shirt was still soaked with blood, burning my senses when I pressed my nose against his chest. After we said our uneasy goodbyes, I watched Randall leave with his group, the Mavar protectively clustering around him as they walked off. But before I took a cab back to the hotel, I had to stop at a gas station to wash my face. Randall's dried blood felt like it was eating into my skin. Oh god. That was scary. I hope I made the right choices with some of those. The next evening, I still got no word of a new mission. After waiting around for a little while, hunger stirred in my stomach, so I decided to drink from a human, drink from David, drink from Bloodbag? From Bloodbag? I drank from human last time, right? Yeah, drink from Bloodbag. I squeezed the contents of a bag down my throat. It always felt vaguely unsatisfying. Maybe I should ask room service for a martini glass, and that'd make it taste better. Trick myself into thinking it's better like that. Antonio. Excuse me. Excuse. I can't say excuse me. Excuse me, a moment of your time, please. Just as I was about to leave the hotel, Sharice's agent called out behind me. The evening had been uneventful so far, so I'd figure I was in the clear, but apparently not. Miss Locke would like to speak to you. Alright, where is she? Or no! Alright, where is she? Please head over to the meeting room. She's waiting for you there. Why didn't you guys call me? Or you were planning something, Afia? Offering me a slightly urgent, uneasy nod, he turned to hurry off somewhere. Am I being tricked? I could only imagine what had come up this time. But my instincts told me it wasn't going to be good. Man, Sharice, I haven't seen you in a while, actually. Oh, you look bothered. Something happened. Ah, Antonio. We're a welcome change from what I've been dealing with recently. When I entered the meeting room, Sharice rose from her seat, approaching me with slow, deliberate strides. The troubled look in her eyes instantly confirmed my suspicions. Something happened? Well, I won't mince words. Cool. As you might have already guessed, I am in need of your services. Last night there was another murder. What? Sharice paused for a long few moments, briefly biting her lip. The body was mutilated, his ears and eyes cut out, wires stuffed into his sockets. This makes the third victim of this hidden killer, and only the third victim whose body we found. There may very well be others who have yet to be uncovered. We can't afford to ignore the situation. I agree, they may target you or me next, or what if it's just a Golgotha agent or a vigilante Mavar? Or so what am I gonna do? Dig graves? Recite memorial poetry? I agree, they might target you or me next. Or someone else who I hold very deeply in my heart. Randall! Can't ignore it. I don't like these other two, so this one. I agree, they may target you or me next. You're very much correct. It is great hazard to all of us, that needs to be dealt with swiftly. She shook her head intently, letting out a strange sigh. We believe the killer regularly returns to the sewers, where the previous bodies have been found, because the stench makes even distinct scents very difficult to track. However, right before I asked you here, I received word that my agent lost contact with her partner by the Sunset Strip. She tracked his scent to the sewers, but called for help rather than risk entering by herself. But what if he's already dead, or smart idea? Must have learned from the horror cliches. This is very insensitive, but at the same time, it's a smart idea. Indeed, as cold as it sounds, charging unprepared before a murderer to rescue someone is a recipe for death. Now, if we were to send a large group, I have no doubt that our killer would easily realize they have been discovered. This person must be extraordinarily sensitive to the presence of others, as they've somehow avoided detection so far. Therefore, I intend to send only 2 agents. Ooh. Cedric, one of my more combat-skilled assistants, and you. Cool. I'm going to find them, Charisse. This ends tonight, or fine, I'll take care of it, or hang on a second, why me? Or, but I can't really fight. That's true, our instinct so far has been stay frozen in place and duck and hide. So, you know what, hang on a second, why me? You witnessed the killer's technique firsthand, and you've already successfully tracked them as well. But the more salient reason is, you're enough of a unique curiosity that I doubt they'll immediately attack you. I know it sounds like a gamble, but you may be the only one capable of sticking with reasoning with them. Her brow furrowed into a deep, unhappy line. There are weapons I've left you at the front desk, just in case they're necessary. Good luck, Antonio. Make sure you return intact. I'll be back with the killer, or what's left of them, or proof of it. Everything will be fine. Probably. When I returned to the lobby's desk, the clerk discreetly handed me a black box. It held an expensive-looking combat knife, a Glock handgun, complete with a small amount of ammunition. Oh, I forgot. We still have Randall's knife, right? I wonder if we should have not have taken it, and he would have had, in case something happens with him, he'll have something. Fuck. I tucked the weapons into my jacket, wondering if I'd end up needing them. Outside, Charisse's car was waiting for me. I climbed into the back seat, where my partner was already slouched inside. Okay, I don't know why Charisse sent you, and honestly, I don't really care. Cedric, a short tanned man with a hooked nose and beady eyes, gave me a despairing look. All I need to know is this. What's your combat experience like? Nothing. It's nothing. Not much I can handle again, or I've never fought anyone before, or I cry when I have to flush a spider down the toilet. I've never fought anyone before, which is true, because I didn't attack anyone. I've never fought anyone before. Ugh. Alright, just point the end with the hole at the bad guy, and remember to take off the fucking safety, okay? Alright. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Thanks. And that was the extent of the conversation during the car ride. The perpetually silent driver took us straight to the Sunset Strip. Or more accurately, a few blocks down where the missing agent had disappeared. Alright guys, I'm gonna end it here this time, because reaching the point for my recording session time. Thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye. I'm still diplomatic. I'm more human-like than ever before. I'm so in the middle with this. It's so interesting. I think I'm still like pushing it with the more determined than reserved. Right? It's that time.